the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, race fans, welcome live tonight here to kick off the season of ExtremeMotorsports99.com, SimSpeedShops.com, Xfinity Series, live tonight from Kentucky Speedway. And I tell you what, it's not the Kentucky Derby, but we definitely got a lot of horses on the track here tonight, and they're about to make this place loud and proud as we're getting set to go racing here at the 1.5 mile facility of Kentucky. Well, real quick, man, as we come back to another season here at Extreme Motorsports, I gotta say, and everybody knows the news on a heavy heart, this will be the first time in the first season that I'll be up here in the booth without my great co-commentator, Tim McBrayer. He was a staple here for the longest time, and he was just one of the ones here in Extreme. And as the K&N Series kicked off the other night on Max Speed, I was watching and I thought, you know, he loved that series. He loved doing it. He loved broadcasting. And it was just something, and I know, and it definitely, man, it's going to be one of those things. But with all things said, tonight, obviously everybody knows who I am. I'm Joe White up here in the booth. I got a new guy up here with me. Man, he's eager to get going, eager, man, to come out here and show what he can do. But, hey, nonetheless, man, everybody, I want to welcome out to the man here that's going to help me out here on the booth tonight here. Nick, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself, Joe?
Man, I'm doing good. I tell you, Kentucky. We were talking about it. I like Kentucky. And the only reason I do like Kentucky is because, well, it was my first win in iRacing. But this track kind of suits my driving style. I'm not an aggressive driver. I kind of sit back. I kind of let my tires come in, and that's kind of what this track favors. Got to let those tires come in. These guys tonight, man, are going to, it's going to put them to the test.
Yeah, I'm interested to seeing how these guys are going to save their tires and who's going to try to push it hard to keep up front and keep the good track position.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell you what, man, it's going to be a good one here as we're getting set here to go green flag racing. Qualifying is about to die down here at Kentucky Speedway here tonight. These boys are the SimSpeedShop.com, Extreme Motorsports 99, Xfinity Series here live. Kicking it off here. I want to appreciate everybody tuning in, everybody out there tonight as we're here live here at OSR Network, Online Sim Racing Network. And, we've had a fantastic week so far. It kicked off the K&N Series. Check that out over there on Max Speed TV. And they kicked off the Truck Series last night with the same way. Definitely, man, was an awesome thing there. Tomorrow night, the Cup Series, check them out on LSR TV. They definitely, man, going to be awesome. As well, let's grid these bad boys up here. I call them, man, the Xfinity machines. But, man, on pole tonight, Alan J. Elwood. That is a name I have not seen in a long, long time. But, man, out here, he has definitely got some bad, fast machines. Anthony DeBarro. I'm going to tell you what, I know that name too. So there we go. Starting in second. And Ed Morris going to set up in the third place. Blake Griffin there in fourth. fifth place starter Justin Gain, John T. Wimbus, I call him the captain. Boy, had an interesting season last season. He's going to try to cap this one off here with a championship, starting 6th, 7th place man Richie Evans, Tyler Hallman there in 8th, 9th place starter Darren Clements, and Mike Rollmanger, Mr. Extreme himself, the defending series champion here in the Xfinity Series. As we look to the rest of this field, Nick, I tell you, man, well, we got some bad, fast drivers and some bad, fast cars. They're about to do some awful bad, fast things at Kentucky.
Yeah, it looks like these guys are pretty close on times. It's going to be a really, really tight battle up front, it looks like.
No, absolutely here, man. As we're getting set, looking through the rest here, we've got an all-star studded field here for the SimSpeedShop.com Xfinity Series here at Extreme. Good to kick this season off. It's been a kind of little long off season, and unfortunately some, just some mishaps there, or lack of a better word, just a bad turn of events, man. Losing Tim there, but I said it and said it before. He'll be immortalized here on the channel, as always. But I know Nick, man. Me and Nick, man, we talked last night. He's eager to get here, and Roger Merth out there was singing some praises for you there, Nick, man.
Well, we appreciate it, Roger. I really excited to get up in here and get this thing on the road.
Absolutely. Well, you do some racing yourself. Tell a little bit about, man, what kind of racing you doing, iRacing?
Oh man, I really drive a lot of 360 sprints. I won the Duel on Dirt Friday Night Series with Kyle Lincoln, and I raced Duel on Dirt, like I said. Do quite a bit of dirty old bastards as well, and midgets. Not too much into the asphalt racing too much, but I'm starting to get there, and we can see what this series takes us.
Oh, good deal. Well, I know a lot about the Extreme Series, and last season was definitely a very, very good one as we're getting set to kick this thing off here right tonight. Couple good heavy hitters, man, sitting on the front row right there. Alan J. Elwood, he is a long time standing here at Extreme. He's been here for a while. He's definitely looked to do some great things. As the lights are off on the pace car, folks, batten down the hatches. We're about to set to go racing at Kentucky here. The gates are about to fly wide open as the pace car is dropping off on pit road. Alan J. Elwood is about to drop the hammer here, and everybody in the stands is screaming and yelling as the green flag flies. We're racing at Kentucky Speedway. These boys head off into turn number 1 right there. And already, Alan J. Elwood pulls out front with Anthony DeBarro. Cautions on the speedway early. Didn't happen to see what that was, did you?
No, I did not. I was looking for it.
Might have been Timothy Johnson here. Well, no, he's on pit road. Go back in the back here and see what we got. Oh, there it is, car going around. Looks like the 10 of Gary May. Go back on the replay here. Check what happened to him. 10 of Gary May, and that's just like we said, these cars will get out from under you in a very, very quick order. Oh, looks like him and Jason Eisenhower just got together. That kind of what you saw?
Yeah, as I'm watching, it looks like they just kind of touched each other, and you really got out of shape and you just couldn't hold it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there. So definitely. And what's going on, folks, out there? Man, I see we've got Alan out there in the chat, Davey Hendricks, Blair, Ed, everybody out there, man. Racers has a... Okay, cool. Seeing what these guys are saying out there, man. I always love, man, the viewers and everybody out there tuning in, checking in what we got going on week in and week out. Well, don't be shy, Nick.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just trying to get these guys' names in my head and see what kind of paints we got out there and see what kind of drivers and teams they've got. They've got a lot of teams out here.
They do, and that's one of the big things here. We'll definitely What's up, Shane Ewing? How are you doing out there, Shane? I know Shane, and that's not Ewing, folks. That's Ewing out there. So absolutely, but yeah, as far as the team goes, that's something that we definitely will be able to see. We'll keep an eye on. Teams are one of the biggest ones here. Performance Motorsports, man. Well, they definitely had the performance there and did what they needed to do. Our good buddy
like
Rogers out there, man. Look.
Rogers out there in the chat.
He is.
Well, I appreciate him showing up. I know he's going to be some big support for me, definitely.
Caution early. That's just the thing here. This track, sometimes it's a tight style track. It gets a little bit of vent info here. 1.5 mile, 86 degrees, 86 degree track temp. So kind of phenomenal weather for these guys out here. 1% humidity, 2 mile-an-hour winds here tonight. So obviously 4 turns. It's a typical oval style track. We're not at Pocono or anything like that.
No. What I'm interested to see is as the night goes on, will these track temps cool off? I don't know if they will or not. So we're gonna see how that works too.
That's a good point, man. Bring up right there. That's something we'll definitely, man, keep an eye on as it goes. Sometimes they can heat up a little bit, but you're right, they could cool off as the weather goes on, and as these drivers go in. I would imagine. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would think, in theory, that the track temp would go up some because as the cars go around. But then again, I have seen the opposite.
Yeah, I've seen it do both. It could go either way here. It really depends on how many cautions they run. If they run quite a bit of cautions tonight, maybe the track temps won't get up because they're not running as hard.
True. There you go. Well, Alan J. Elwood, I haven't seen that guy in a long time, and I'm going to tell you what. Put him behind the wheel of an Xfinity car, he can do some awesome things. He can paint some awesome cars, too. They definitely got some nice paint jobs. But Anthony DeBarro, I'm going to tell you, that guy in a cup car, I've seen do amazing stuff over from the Sim 500 side of things there. Awesome. So pretty, kept the camera on. Yeah, there you go. It is looking good. Ed Morris, his nice looking paint job he's got out there. But you got some heavy hitter names out here. And I think the competition this season is going to be very, very tough.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be pretty intense here with all the teams. Like I said before, there's going to be a lot of drivers helping each other out with their setups and stuff. And I'm already seeing that guys are already kind of bunched up here. Some of their teammates have already get together.
Teammates definitely will help teammates. I mean, that's what team racing's all about. You got to help each other out there. You got, some guys, man, argue the fact on team orders and so forth. I'll tell you what, teams are teams, man. You got to get out there. You got a teammate that can help you out and get you some points, and y'all work together. That's the way to do it. As long as you ain't out there trying to kill the field or anything, hey, go out there and help each other out. Pace car lights are back off. We're going back green flag racing. I'm going to set this stage back here again for Kentucky tonight. Pace cars in. Alan Elwood up front. He's going to lead this pack of hungry drivers behind him to the green flag as it flies. We're back racing in Kentucky.
Yeah, and it looks like they had a pretty good restart. I mean, leader got a good little jump there, but everybody else is staying side by side here going down into 1 and 2.
They did, and what's going to happen here right now with the tires the best they are, everybody can do a little side-by-side, but what you're going to see, though, is everybody's want to be one groove up on these type of turns, and you want to get to that low line as fast as you possibly can. The inside lane will be the lane to be. Right now, 3 wide out of the turn. You'll push up the track coming out of turn number 3 and 4, heading to the line here at Kentucky, but, new tires, you feel like $1 million.
Yeah, and as Alan goes around the try over there, he actually stays really low. So I'm kind of interested to see how that will play, because I know you can't pass under the yellow line. Is that correct?
Not supposed to, but I'm not 100% sure that you can't pass under the yellow line.
Yeah, that'll be a good finish if they have that right there. Because I'm not too sure if they're allowed to go into there and pass or not. I know you can race there, but I'm not too sure if you can pass there.
Yeah. Now, as far as Daytona, Talladega, or anything like that, obviously, no, you cannot go inside of the lane. But right now, Allen, he's out front, and he's setting pace. He's got an 8/10 lead over Anthony Navarro, who's sitting in second. John T. Wimbush, a very fast cat in himself. Call him the professor. I call him the captain out here, and he pilots that ship, man, awesome in that Harris machine. Behind him, Ed Morris, though, looking good, along with Blake Griffin, Tyler Harmon. As you can see, they're already trying to get single file throughout the field.
Yeah, right there around the 8th and 9th position, they're actually trying to go 3 wide here and there down into 1 and 2. 3 and 4, they weren't really doing it, but 1 and 2, they're almost going 3 wide.
Yep, 3 wide right there. You see Justin Gain. He's a man in front of them, but behind him, Darren Clements, Richie Evans. Richie Evans is another one there. He's got definitely a good teacher in Mike Romanger, who is the defending series champion. He took that title, man, last season. It was a very, very good one there. And right now, he's sitting himself in 9th place spot, 10th place spot. I hear you, Davey.
Yeah, right there. Tommy Haynes, they're going 3 wide right there on 3 and 4. So they're already looking to make moves on each other, trying to get up front and get the good track positions, what it looks like to me.
Yeah, you talk about Tommy Haynes right there. He is battling with Michael Mueller. Michael Mueller's another one there you got to keep your eye on, too. David Elliott right in the mix there, along with Gary Saxton. He's there right there behind him, so a good, man, the pack of machines. Caution's on the speedway. Oh, looks like Jason Alexander. Jason Eisenhower. I don't want to call him Alexander for some reason. He's involved in it. Let's go back on the replay here and see. Oh, looks like him. Let's go back and watch one more time here. We'll get a different view. I don't know if he had help or he just lost it. Coming into the turn. Let's see. Oh, it looks like he had to slow up just a little bit. I think the 34 just nowhere to go. Another
Nowhere
car
to go.
around right there, yeah. Kind of what I saw, but yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he just had to check up a little bit and had nowhere to go. And unfortunate things happen when you get in tight pinches like that. So it's going to be a tough frustration for him tonight.
Tell you what, man, we haven't talked to this guy in a while. Alan J. Elwood. Gotta bring him up, man. Bring him up here. Let him get to his pit stall right there and bring him up to staging lane here. Get a word in with him. Man, Alan definitely, he's got fast cars and just obviously he's got some good designs on cars too. He makes his pit stop. Good. 4 tires. Tires will be important here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how he's going to get out of this pit stall and see if anybody can get the jump on him.
Oh, Anthony DeBarro did. Wow.
Yes, he sure did.
Man, race off pit road. Well, let's bring up Alan here and get a word with him.
Fucking pit crew.
Okay. Alan J. Elwood, Joe White in the booth. You got a copy.
Sorry about that, Joe. I didn't realize I changed channels.
It's all right, man. Well, we were about to say, and we just saw that, man. I tell you what, Anthony DeBarro, yeah, overshot you right there and won the battle off pit road. And it looks like you had a 14.2 on the stop. He had a 13.7. But man, I tell you, it's good to see you back out there in the Xfinity car. Been a while. I know you're fast. How's that track? How's the car?
Dump truck. Pretty much the best way to put it. The car is fast, but you just don't know how tight the car is, and the pace that you're trying to set, whether it's too fast or not. If we happen to get a longer run, whether the tires it's going to even push harder. Nobody I think really knows until we get about 15, 20 laps in a run really what it's going to do.
All right, well, good deal. Well, in this place, man, eats tires up. They love it out in the chat. They said perfect timing, by the way. So, but hey, man, I tell you what, man, it looks good, man. You got a good machine out there. Hey, just hold on to it. Hopefully your pit crew, man, will get everything together and you'll be good to go. And I got to ask, I think what team was you in, by the way?
We are Cross Continental Racing, CCR.
All right, CCR. Get you right back down to your crew, and you can go down there and yell at your pit crew, man.
Might have to do a Hendrick pit crew swap or something. I don't know.
Yeah, in the middle of the race, man. I'm trying to find it here. Hang on a second. Oh, God, I might overshot that thing. I'll get you back down there. There's Maverick. There's Downforce. There's so many teams out here, folks.
There's a lot of teams.
Yeah, there are. There it is. All right, Alan. I got you there. All right, got him back down there. And good deal. Good deal. So, no warning. Well, I had him in the staging room, which is usually the warning that I tell drivers. Or, some of them might be in VRs and they might not see it or whatnot. But, hey. It's live, man. What do you do? What do you do?
Well, you got to give a thanks to Alan because I believe he just got us another fan, Mr. Hendricks out there in the chat.
Absolutely, boy. I tell you what, exciting right there. Alan is actually very, very fast, very, very, man, talented when it comes to being on the track and everything else. So right now, it is definitely, man, awesome. To see Anthony DeBarro, Dizzy Motorsports on, and where I know those guys from is the Sim 500 crowd over there. Nick Cohan, Timothy Johnson, coming over here, and awesome, man, there. 29, the Silver Bullet, that's what I call Anthony out there. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of good paint jobs. What I'll do is I'll do a rundown here. If we get a good wrong green flag run, I'll do a OSRN rundown here and definitely check it out. But the light's off on the pace car. Here we go, getting set to go back green flag here tonight at Kentucky, SimSpeedShop.com. Xfinity Series here at Extreme Motorsports. Pace cars in. A man out front, that Silver Bullet, he makes it look like one. As the green flag flies, we're back racing.
Yeah, it looks like that outside lane is almost getting held up. I'm not too sure if it's just they're not getting a good jump off the start or what's going on, but the inside lane certainly looks like it's moving a little quicker.
On the new tires, you definitely can make that inside lane look like gold for the moment. And right now, we got cars everywhere in the back. Well, they are all over the place back there. Let's go back here on the replay here and see. Yeah, we got them. We got a parking lot back here. So Nick Hunt, unfortunately involved. Looks like the 42, I believe. David Elliott was the original one spinning. Let's go back and get a different angle here. David Elliott looks like he was down on the apron. Oh, he had to check up a little bit. The 27 there, Michael Mueller got a little loose on him, and then next thing you know, right in front of the pack. I mean, holy cow, that could have been like total disaster right there. Could have been a lot worse than what it was.
Yeah, actually that number 8 car come down track and the 9 checked up, and it just kind of checked everybody else up and caused the pile up.
And just like that, it's racing, man. I tell you what, things happen in front of you that happen so fast, and there's not a lot you can do. I mean, it's just one of those deals that you see right there. But unfortunately, Nick Hunt now, not last season, but the season before, he was the Xfinity Series champion here at Extreme. So, he didn't have the season last season. Right now, not starting off like he really, really wants. And, yeah. But, we're in the caution again. So, let's see. Bring up the captain, John T. Wimbish up here. Let's bring him up the staging lane. Make sure, man, he don't out there say anything off the wall. or anything bad. But, all right. It'll look like he's going to pit, but all right, we'll bring him up here and we'll get a word with him. John T. Joanna Booth, got a copy?
Yeah, Joe, I got you, bud.
Well, how much gambling are you going to try to do tonight?
I might have to do a lot, depending on how these cautions keep falling here. We'll see how things go. We got a pretty good machine here. I like this track, so just have to see what everybody else's strategy is and how we run compared to them. We'll take a gamble here or there if we got to.
Think you got enough of those bad fast machines in front of you? I mean, you're up there pretty good right now.
Man, they got a lot of speed. Ain't no doubt about it. That 29, 7, and the 4 here. And we got some good guys behind us. I ain't had a chance to make our way up here yet, but I feel like we got as good a shot as those guys do. As long as we can get some green flag runs in here, usually pretty good at taking care of our stuff. So we'll see how it goes. We can get this Harris Casino Chevy up front and hopefully in Victory Lane.
Hey, man, no doubt about it. I tell you what, man, cash in your coins tonight, put it in Victory Lane. As always, call you the Captain, John T. Good luck out there.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And we missed Tim.
Oh, no doubt about it,
not
man.
Hearing his voice, man. So I know he wants us to keep going and put on a good show, and you keep doing your thing, but still think about him a lot, and we'll see him again one day. But just want to get that in there. We miss him a lot.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man, as always, man. And I know he's looking down, smiling, man. He's loving this race and loving, man. We out here, man, racing again. Good luck out there, John.
Thank you, bud.
Right, I tell you what, John T. right there, man, he was in a fight last season, and boy, he looks to be strong already again this season. A lot of these drivers here, Nick, and you'll get the kind of hang of who's who, man, here, and definitely, man, throughout the season. Of what's what. Now, I know Anthony obviously from another league. I know Ed John is one of the regulars here at Extreme. Alan kind of left, took a kind of a vacation for a little bit. He's back, but I wish I could be that way, man. I'm gonna tell you, take a vacation, come back, and still dominate.
Yeah, it's always nice when you can take a little break, hop back in the car, and just hammer down the track again and know you're fast. It's always a good thing.
Oh, absolutely. Well, folks, we're under the lights here at Kentucky tonight here for the SimSpeedShop.com, Xfinity Series, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Tonight, live, kicking the season off here. It has been a fantastic week so far, and it kicked off, man, early on Monday for the K&N Series. Check it out. You can relive all that action there on Max Speed TV. You can also relive it also on the same channel over there for the Truck Series there for Premier Car Service. They definitely, man, had a good one right there. And tonight, we're bringing it live here, OSRN, Online Sim Racing Network. Check us out at OSR Network on YouTube and Facebook. Bringing the Xfinity Series tomorrow night. They got the LSR TV going to bring you the Rick Motec. And I'm going to tell you, if you're looking for some awesome gear or anything, check out Rick Motec. Check out SimSpeedShop.com. Check out iRacing. I'll tell you, I've always said it, it's the realest thing you can get without spending millions and millions of the not. Oh, you're talking about the link up there on the Nightbot. Okay, I see what you're saying. I get with you, Jason. Pace cars in. Here we go. We're going to set back. I had to read that for a minute. Back set green flag racing. Anthony DeBarro, boy, I tell you what, he gets a good jump on the field.
Yeah, he sure's got that inside lane working good for him tonight. I'm interested to see if he does go back into the field. Will he be able to get a nice jump on people down into 1 and 2? Because he's got a huge jump right now.
He does, and as long as he can stay out. Now, I know Anthony, he's a little bit of a aggressive style driver. If he gets a long green flag, I'm going to see if this plays into his favor. Right now, Alan J. Elwood's on the inside. John T. Wimmis is going to battle with Ed Morris right there as he goes door to door with him out of turn 4. Behind him, look in the rear view mirror because you got Blake Griffin, Tyler Hallman, and company. So these guys, man, are all trying to get single file, see what they can get early.
And if you look at Tyler Hallman, he just got a shot to the rear coming out of 2, and he is really working that bottom lane, but when he comes up to the top, he really has a little bit of a slower car. I'm not too sure if he's pushing too hard and getting up the track or what.
If you look right there, there's kind of a crease, almost like there is in Michigan. These guys will travel up there. You'll notice when they go into 1 and 2, and actually into 3 also, there's a crease right there. Is where you want to lay those left side tires on. Some guys will stay at the very, very bottom, but I'm going to tell you, after a while, if we get a longer green style run, the tire wear will come to favor, and that you want to be right there. And as they go into one, just put those tires. It's kind of I always say one groove up the track.
Yeah, they're staying right off the bottom. There's quite a few guys running the bottom. I see back in the back there's a few guys trying to work the top lane in, so I don't know if that's going to come in tonight or not. We'll have to kind of keep an eye on that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jason, I have to change that link, man. That link is off, man. My bad on that. I haven't gotten a chance to change it, but I definitely will get it changed. Appreciate you being a heads up. 3 wide right in front of him, Tyler Hallman. He's on the top side, like you said. Tommy Haynes right there behind him. And you got, looks like Justin Gaines, on the inside coming out of there. 3 wide for the moment. You can do it, but after a while, that's not going to work at this track.
Yeah, and someone to watch is the number 28 of Chris Royals, if I'm saying his last name correctly, hopefully I am, but he started position 32 and he's already up to 19th. So let's see how well he can work up the field and see if he can get up front and give these guys up front a chance.
That's a good man call right there. He's up there. Michael Mueller's falling back, but he's up there. He's got that 28 machine looking good. Hardy's Mobile makes me hungry every time I see it out there. But he's on the inside of the 27, and in front of them, they're having a good battle. Hunter McDaniel, keep an eye on him. That guy knows how to get around the track with Bryce Senesac out there. Yeah, Jason, yeah, okay. Well, I can go ahead and send you my PayPal email if you want to do that, man. Oh, man.
That's good.
Probably Monopoly money. That's what he's going to see. But all right, everybody, single file right now. Brandon Freeze back there, man. I tell you, he's got a good teammate, and Brendan Ketchum. I always wanted to call him Ketchup, and you got Fries and Ketchup, because the first time he said his name, I was calling him Brandon Fries because that's how it looks, and it's about how it looks like it's, but it's actually Brandon Freeze, and it's just one of them ongoing things, man, between me and Tim. We always had fun with it.
Yeah, I was looking at his last name thinking the same thing here a little bit ago.
Absolutely. A little bit further on back here, you got Nicholas Cohan. That's Nick Cohan, again, one of the Sim 500 guys coming over here. Definitely doing some good things here in Extreme. Got some fast cars. He's marred back in traffic. That's another thing about this track. Unless we get some longer style green flag runs, these guys back here in the back, everybody's kind of very, very close on times. I mean, you look, Allen right now has got a 32.380. If you look all the way back through the field, there's only probably a little over a second separating time-wise the field. I mean, gap-wise, it's a lot different, but time-wise, so that's not a lot. I mean, so the guys in the back are probably going to have to do something drastic as the race goes on.
Yeah, they're going to have to find that sweet spot in the track to kind of pick up their lap times. I mean, the top 6 guys are all running pretty close to the same times. It's just who can hold it the straightest, who can probably get out of the turns the best, and so you can get down the front stretch the quickest. I mean,
now I'm curious. I see that on the side of Nicholas Cohan, his sponsor out there, CJAutoPA.com. I'm wondering if that's the same CJ Auto Parts in Pennsylvania up there near Harrisburg and all. If so, they're a big-time Mustang parts person, and I don't know if it's the same. I guess I could go to the website and find out, but not sure. But I know he is Dizzy Motorsports. Not to say that they're dizzy, but I know I get dizzy a lot.
Yeah, looking at all the teams, I was actually counting. There's roughly about 12 to 13 teams actually registered in this race right now. And most of them teams all got 4 and 5 drivers is what I was looking at. So there's a lot of teammates out here that could help each other or possibly hurt each other. I'm not too sure on how well they do that, but there is quite a bit of teams out here.
team points battles, but I'm going to tell you is what they're going to have throughout the season, and they're all searching to try to be the best that they possibly can, the top of the mountain, and that is what they're shooting for here in the Xfinity Series here from the SimSpeedShop.com, here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Good battling going on in the back. Alan J. Elwood up front along with Anthony Navarro still leading it. We still got some good 2x2 racing back here, though, with Michael Mueller around 16th, 17th place spot.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on the guys in the back trying to work their way up, but if you look right now, Allen is going to make a move here soon. He has took his lead down, Anthony's lead down in the last 3 laps from 0.7 of a second down to 2, so he's right on his back bunker right now. So let's see what he can do here.
Trying to pull that guy in right now. You're right, and I said Anthony out there a little bit more aggressive. Allen's kind of laid back. You see him reeling him in, so about to be a battle for the lead up here. We got a battle for 3rd and 4th. It seems like it's going to heat up. That's going to be Ed Morse and John T. Wimbish, but you're right. Allen is stalking his prey. He's right there on the tailgate coming out of turn number 2 down the bad stretch, heading into turn 3, and that number 4 machine, it's all about setting them up. They've been out there for about 21 laps right now, so he's got to be a little careful.
Yeah, I almost wonder if Anthony didn't drive his car way too hard in the beginning of that restart and kind of wore his tires out, because Allen looks very smooth right now, and he has been laid back.
Very smooth, running a very, very good line. The problem is so is Anthony. Anthony's got the line he needs, and the problem with a track like this, a lot of times you search around for the tracks that you want. The bad thing is here, it usually becomes, I don't want to say a one groove, but it's really difficult to pass once the tires get old, and you really need that groove that Anthony's utilizing right now, and that's what's hurting Allen. Allen's going to have to try to take a chance whether or not he can get around him.
Yeah, Allen right now is just waiting for him to make a mistake. I mean, there's really nothing he can do right now. Trying to go low maybe, I'm not too sure, but he's sticking right on his back bumper.
Yes, he is. Right there, good battle up front. Behind them, John T. Wimbish and Ed Morse, 3rd and 4th place drivers. Their nose to tail. I think at this point right now, you're just trying to be patient. Everybody's just trying to be cool, calm, and collected. You got to kind of go back here to where Mike Romanger is in 10th place spot before you get side by side. It's Tommy Haynes and Richie Evans.
Yeah, that number 9 car, and I believe his name is Richie Evans.
It is. Yep, Richie Evans. Yep.
Yeah, they've been battling 2 to 3 wide here just about all race. They look like they're about to get single file now, but they were battling pretty hard for a few laps.
Their teammates right there, Mike Romanger and Richie Evans, nose to tail, definitely battling there. And remember, that's the past champ, calling Mr. Extreme himself here, one of the originals. Mike, he definitely knows how to do it. He's got the Napa know-how machine and knows how to drive. Very good. And in front of them, Steve Dukes up there. Now, that's a guy, boy, I'm going to tell you, he if you had to watch last season, he's one of those drivers who just puts it all on the line, and he's had fast machines. He's been there, at the end. The problem is mental mistakes. And when I say mental mistakes, what I mean by is mistakes on pit road, overdrive and hitting the wall or something always popped up and killed him.
Now, it looks like the leaders might start getting close here to lap traffic, so I'm kind of interested in seeing how much the lap traffic is going to hold them up, if any, because they're getting pretty close. And
absolutely, and they probably will. It might hold them up just a little bit. I'm still watching this battle back here about 7th, 8th, and 9th. I tell you, Tommy Haynes, Steve Dukes, Richie Evans back there. They're not giving up on each other. They actually got Justin Gain right there, too. They run him down. So you got about 4 or 5 machines back there. They're trying to mix it up.
yeah, you can see them. They're all trying to drive different lanes, trying to go under each other, seeing if the high line's going to work on each other. And they're trying to battle each other to get up front. That track position is probably going to be key here later on in the night.
Yeah, that's true. You don't see right here, Tommy Haynes dives to the inside there of Justin, but it was just like I was talking about. He went low. That car just does not have the grip on the older size tires right there. He had to fall back in line, or Richie Evans probably was going to come up there and overtake him. Richie right now is going to be on his back deck lid. Behind him, Steve Dukes loses a little bit of ground to Mike. And here comes Adam Eisenhower, SimSpeedShop.com's own Adam Eisenhower out there, one of the owners along with Jason Eisenhower. Two great guys out there. And if you're looking for anything, with caution on the track. Let's see. I can't find it out here.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for it too. I'm not too sure where that happened at.
Everybody loves Rex. It happened on the back stretch somewhere.
I think it might have been Gary May.
Yep, it was the number 10. Let's go back on him here. Gary May. Looks like he just came out of the turn. Don't know if he had help. He slowed up a little bit, but let's go back here and another angle and see. The 3 machine was right there with him. That would actually have been John Sterling. I don't know if Gary might have just got a little bit tight out of the turn. And just looked like, man, John got to the rear bumper, kind of hooked a little bit. And unfortunately, Gary went around.
Yeah, Gary just got hooked and went around, and that's racing here at Kentucky. I mean, it happens.
Yeah. Everybody seems like they were talking about, yeah, kind of settling down. Yeah, it happens. Well, let's see. Tell you what, I know he's got a bunch of fans out there, so let's bring up Ed Morris. Ed Morris here. I'll mess him up on his pit road. He's coming off pit road right now. Bring him up in the staging room here. All right. Let's bring up Ed Morris here and get a word with him. Ed, you wait in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, good.
Man, I tell you what, got a pretty fast car out there. How's it feeling on the track?
That feels pretty good. It's a little tight there at the beginning, and you got to kind of wait for it to come in. And once it does, it's this track's all about tires, so you gotta save them and you gotta maintain, and you gotta have a car there toward the end, so you gotta be patient.
Absolutely. Well, this is one of these tracks where you do have to maintain the tire wear. Obviously, if the cautions fall in the right spot, though, tire wear might not be the thing. As the green flags go on, it will, but get that prime time motorsports machine looking good. Think you got anything for them up front?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, if we can get some good green flag runs here, maybe even a green flag pit stop, yeah, I mean, we're going to be hard to beat tonight.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, good luck out there, Ed.
Appreciate it.
All righty. Get him back down there here in his team channel.
Something I want to bring up to you, Alan, is if you watch the battle off pit road, it looked like Alan got off pit road first, and I'm not too sure how far back Anthony went. I think he went back to fourth, so Anthony got the jump off pit road like he needed. Let's see if he can hold it up front again.
Well, I'm looking at the pit times. Alan J had a 14.6, and it looks like a 15.2 to Anthony, so he lost a lot of time there to John T., Blake Griffin, and all. And everybody's talking about, what about their paints? I know y'all looking at, we get a good green flag here. I want to look at these paints because I always love showing off the paint jobs. I always love showing off the work that the drivers do. And definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. Going to be a good season here. ExtremeMotorsports99.com, SimSpeedShop.com's Xfinity Series. Hey, if you're looking for some button boxes, you're looking for anything sim related, I got one of their button boxes. They've been supporting here at the channel the last couple years. Appreciate them guys, and it's a nice button box. I like the little starter button on it there, Nick. I know they had the new engine starting thing where you have to hold it down, and I always like doing my little sound effects. It goes wee 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 boom.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are building them button boxes now, and they're really getting high tech on how well you can make your rig. And if you're really looking to get high tech equipment, you got to get over there to them.
There you go. Well, right now out front here, Alan J. Elwood. Put him out there. Whew. Gonna be a good one. You got John T. Wimmis right there. John's fast. Like I said, he's looking to cash in here tonight. And hopefully, man, that the gamble pays off. Blake Griffin, though, up there long in third place. Anthony DeBarro, he's back there in that silver bullet machine in fourth. And Justin Gaines going to round the top 5. We're getting set to go back green here. What in the world is Fun Metal Fleet?
I do not know.
Oh, yeah, that's a new one to me. Maybe we'll get an answer out of Alan out there. But lights a pace car. Here we go out of turn 4. Man up front, Alan J. Elwood. He's going to send this crazy bunch, man, to the line. The green flag's back in the air. We're back racing here at Kentucky.
And look at Allen back on that inside line. He didn't do too hot outside, but when he went to the inside line, he got that nice jump down in there and won just like he needed.
He did. Dropped a hammer and took off out front. Right now behind him, Blake Griffin got a good jump over there. John T. Wimmis, everybody's single file, top 4. You got Ed Morris right there, sitting back in the 6th place at the gunmetal. Okay, that's better. I like the gunmetal, Fun Metal. Never heard of that one, but the gunmetal sounds better. Battle right now. John T. puts his nose on the inside there. Blake can't make the pass as of the moment.
Yeah, they're going to follow each other here down into 1 and 2. And if you look, John's actually holding a lower line coming into the corner. So John can hold that lower line and try to get up under him around 1 and 2. I think he can have a shot at 2nd place and maybe even go for the lead if he holds the line right.
And you're right. And for the moment, with these tires like they are, he can take that very, very low line right now. Problem is, as the green flag goes, he's going to have to make his move if he needs to. And he's got a hungry guy behind him, and Anthony DeBarro, bad fast all throughout the race so far, right there tearing up his back deck lid, and Anthony's right there on John T. Wimmis. So a good battle amongst those two. You go a little further back here, though, the Tommy Haynes, Richie Evans around about the 7th, 8th, and 9th place spot. You still got a good battles going on there.
Yeah, these guys are battling all over the track tonight. They're clean racing, tight racing. They're all trying to get the good track position. They're all trying to get up front.
Yes, they are. Adam Eisenhower right now is going to go door to door with the man there, the 32 of Darren Clements. Darren Clements, he was in that mix in the battle last season. Disaster fell for him towards the end there and wasn't able to capitalize on winning the title, but he's looking to make another shot for it here this season as he goes to the inside down the backstretch here to look to try to take over Richie Evans as he'll go shoot to that inside lane into 3. Make sure that car don't slip up the track, though.
Yeah, I've watched 2 or 3 times. Ed Morris kind of comes all the way out to that wall, and he's almost flipping the wall out of 4. So hopefully he can keep it off the wall tonight and try to keep it low.
Ooh, I tell you, and you're right. These cars get so tight going into turns. Caution's out, and I tell you, Darren Clements right there almost come into it very, very close. As we're going to see who's back here. Reckon. Find out what happened. Back here in the back here and see. Looks like Brandon Freeze. Oh yeah, he had a little contact between him and another driver there. Brandon was right there, and he comes in, and don't know, not sure the number that was beside of him. He just dove down on the inside, just got to the quarter panel, sent him up the track into the wall.
Yeah, for some reason the driver's actually cut out on my screen. I wish I was able to see that one coming up live, but I actually can't get a good view on it.
Yeah, that was crazy right there. So, oh, fake out up front. Alan J decides he's not going. I don't know on this track. Maybe he's thinking, well, there's going to be another quick caution. On this track, I'm going to tell you, tires, he's got some other guys staying out with him, but I don't know. I kind of get worried at a track like this staying out.
Yeah, because you don't know how long that next caution could be. And I mean, they went probably 20 green flag laps. I'm not too sure on how many they actually went, but if they do another green flag run, you might have to do a green flag pit stop.
And that would put you at a sitting duck, because even being 7 and 8 laps in, this place eats those tires so bad and so quick here. So those guys with those newer tires back there are going to come on strong. So, yeah, I mean, now unless you're just testing out some theories early on, which now would be the time to do it. We're only at lap 52 of 140. Now would be the time to actually do it. Get out here, see what your car can do on older tires, because maybe later on in the race. Now, I say later on in the race, Nick, we got green-white checkers. That is the coolest thing. I mean, it's in real racing, it's obviously there. But on iRacing, we've never had it. I've always said 5 or less, caution comes out, it's over with. But that green-white checkered, I've had a couple leagues, man, and have been there, and it's ended up in it. That is the coolest thing to see, is the green-white checkered. So that will be here tonight. So we're definitely going green for this thing at the end.
Yeah, and what's good about that is, you know, before drivers would have to put it in their mind that if they weren't up front within the last 10 laps, they could potentially lose a race because the caution comes out.
Yep.
It could happen to anybody. And now this gives the driver an opportunity to actually sit back in second, watch what the leader's doing, and watch for him to make his move, because he can now find out, oh, if a caution comes out, I've got 2 laps to do it.
And that's you're exactly right there. You know, like you said before, man, with 10 or so, you know, to go, they understood if they wasn't up front, and that's why you saw a lot of guys probably take chances of staying out on old tires, you know, hoping that caution flew and they could win the race. But now that chance is out the window, because even if it goes past 5, or if a caution comes out with 4 to go, 3 to go, you know, we're not done. We're going green-white, depending on how they have it set up, and I believe they have the unlimited. Man, we could sit here all night long and go green flag. So you've got to keep that in the back of your mind as a racer. That's why I was saying about this pit strategy here. Maybe it's something to think, how will my car react on 7 or 8 lap old tires if I have to do that towards the end of the race?
Yeah, that's 100% correct. You also have to look at the fact that, okay, now we went green-white checkered 4 times. I just almost ran out of fuel. I've only got 2 gallons left. Will I make it to that checkered flag, or do I pit now and hope for another green-white checkered?
Good point there, too. I tell you, that's a lot of strategy and a lot of stuff. And a lot of things to think about, and usually that was the part of the racing that I wasn't very good at. I just kind of wanted to drive.
Yeah, it is a lot of a mental game. If you don't have your mental game right, and you don't have your position standpoint on what you're going to do, you could potentially lose a race because of it.
All right, well, tell you what, Alan J. Elwood right now, he's going to see what he's got here as the lights are back off on the pace car. And Blake Griffin right beside him, along with Justin Gain right there, and Tommy Haynes, Michael Mueller sitting in the top 5. As we're getting set to go back green flag racing here tonight, side by side. Well, appreciate everybody out there. If you like what you see, hit a like, hit a share, man. Definitely the league and all these drivers love it. If you don't like what you see, hey, there's a thumb down button. And guess what? We still appreciate you stopping by, man, and tuning in. As lights are on off the pace car. Pace car's out of turn 4, about to do a drop off on pit road. And Alan J. Elwood has controlled this racing field so far. And out front, he's going to do it again as the green flag blast. We're back racing here in Kentucky.
Yeah, what's really good is them 2 up front were actually teammates. So let's see how much they're going to help each other out to try to get away from this back and maybe get a good lead on.
And that's the thing, too. Sometimes you might want to team up with your teammates a little bit too early. They've got to think about those older style tires. Let's look back here, because Anthony DeBarro, one of the first ones on newer tires, be interested to see if he can modulate through traffic here as he's up underneath Tyler Hallman right there, the 52 machine. He's going to have that grip down low for the early part, but if he doesn't make his moves early, and maybe that answered your question about the yellow line right there. And no, it doesn't apply here. You can go on the yellow line here.
Yeah, and that's something we've got to look at, because that does cut the track down shorter. It does make you a little quicker. So how many guys are going to use it to their advantage coming down the front stretch as there's another yellow out in the track.
Yeah, caution, and I saw who that one started with. Trying to find his name here. Adam Eisenhower. The one that I don't think it was Adam. I think it was Jason. Nope. Thanks to Adam. Yep, Adam looked like he got a little loose in the turn, and Mike Romanger nowhere to go. Got bumped up in that one. Darren Clements is involved. The 57's involved. The parking lot back there.
Yeah, and if we get a chance here, this caution, I think we should maybe pull the number 09, Bryce Sinsack. He's drove his car all the way from 22nd up to 6th position, so his car looks like it on the track. Looks like it's doing really good.
All right. Let's watch another angle real quick of this one here, and we'll bring it up. Bryce Sinsack. I always used to say the 09 machine and the 09 design. It usually gets in the 09 spot, but yeah, right there, boy, I tell you what, Hunter McDaniel involved in it, nowhere to go. It just shows you how quick, man, this track, man, closes up as everybody right there, boom. Let's find old Bryce here. Bryce, you want to get a word with him?
Yeah, I'll ask him a few questions.
Let's bring him to stage lane here. I don't think he's going to go into the pits, but, well, maybe, maybe not. Maybe. No? Okay. Well, we'll bring up Bryce. All right. We'll bring him up. Here you go.
Hey, Bryce, how's it going? This is Nick up here in the booth.
Yeah, it's going good so far.
Hey, man, I've got to ask you, in 60 laps, you've got your car from 22nd to 6th. How is it feeling out there, and what's the track feeling like?
It's a little bit tight, a little bit different than what I'd kind of would think. Because usually with these, you start off tight, and then longer the run goes on, it gets a bit looser on you. But it's kind of just stayed tight. Lane has kind of moved up from second lane to kind of having to be in that third lane, pinching the guy down a little bit. But we've been staying out here, trying to get this track position, see how that works for us.
Yeah, it looks like you can give the leaders a shot here. Good luck with the upcoming laps here, and keep hard charging, buddy.
Yep, we're gonna try. Thank you.
All right, that's Bryce Sinsack, man, in that 09 machine. It's getting back down there, Performance Motorsports on right there. Nice looking paint job. He switched it up a little bit. He still has the 09 design on the back there, but he's got Van Yoy Construction wrote on the side of it. Love the black paint job there. Nice looking one. So, Performance Motorsports, as far as the team goes, man, they were a dominating team. So keep your eye on those guys, man. This season, it definitely will be another fast team. And they might have their hands full, though. Alan J. Elwood, if he holds on pretty much the whole entire season, he might be one to look into. Dizzy Motorsport. I mean, like you said, there's a slew of teams out there. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it looks like that CCA Cross Continent Racing is up front, charging hard right now, and they look like they've got some speed in their team. They're going to be a team to watch as well.
Yeah, you've got that right now. Alan's going to bring this pack to life here. And Alan out there, yeah, just a little wreck out there. Looks like Adam Eisenhower just lost it going into the turn. And then just so tight, so bunched up, not a lot of places to go. Next thing you know, you got a parking lot out here, and that just happens in racing. Things happen so quick. It's part of it. But for the most part, been a pretty good night here. We've had some, few cautions here and there. Guys are getting used to guys, racing around each other. Unfortunately, some cars out of the race here. Michael Thwaites, Steve Dukes, Nathan Shiflett, Chuck Sweeting, all out of the race. Nick Hunt, several laps down. Nolan Neelam, he's several laps down. Hunter McDaniel, several laps down. Joshua Gillen, a couple. And Dalton Cowden, he's a lap down. So we still got 30 machines out here running. Good field to kick the season off here for the SimSpeedShop.com Xfinity Series here at Extreme. Man, I tell you, it's what's think so far, Nick?
Man, I'm really liking what I'm seeing out here. There's a lot of clean racing, a lot of hard racing as well. And, this is the very first race of the season, and these guys are already showing me quite a bit. They've all got what it takes to win.
They do.
Allen, he's been up front, man. He's the guy to watch, I could admit that. And that CCA, man, they're really fast.
Yep, there you go. Hey, I definitely agree with you on that one. It's going to be interesting to see who can survive this season. 10 races long on the regular, 5-race chase, and who's going to become the champion here as the pace car's in. We're going back green here at Kentucky. Alan J. Elwood, he will drop that hammer. We're back racing here at Kentucky again. Got Michael Mueller and company right there. Justin Gain, he's in the 3rd place spot. Tommy Haynes sitting right there. Everybody, man, knows the tail for the moment. Alan J. Elwood out front. Blake Griffin sitting in 2nd. 3 wide back there along with the 27, Michael Mueller. Boy, I want to see. They're going to have to get that thing figured out going to the turn. That won't work for long.
No, it will not. They've all got to... They look like they want to maybe push 4 wide coming up to this 30 car, I believe that is.
Whew, 4 wide, man. Them guys, man. Definitely. Oh, reckon.
And like you said, you can't go 4 wide too long, or 3 wide, that is.
Not here. Will not work. Just will not work. Michael Mueller. Yeah, they were 4 wide, beating and banging. The next thing you know, Michael Mueller up into the 30. Bryce Sinesak into the wall a little bit. And looks like, I'll say that's the number 11, I think that is. I can't really read the number because it's kind of wild looking number on the side of it. Michael Mueller losing it too right there. Eventually up in the wall, he tried to hold on to it, but yeah, will not work. 3 and 4 wide just won't work here at this track.
Yeah, and we just had Bryce up here in the booth, and his car was doing really good. He worked up almost, 13, 14 positions, and he got into the wall. His rear end's a little messed up, and hopefully he can still drive the car and keep it on the lead lap.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, the 30 should have got out of the way. 30 was up high. They were 3 wide. That's on them. They should have noted that car had nowhere to go, and the closing rate on him was so fast. Basically, they had to split him, and that took it 4 wide. And unfortunately, Michael Mueller and company up there paid the price for it. Now, looks like Tommy Haynes and Alan J. Elwood has yet to come into pits.
Yeah, and Will Davis stayed out as well, and he just went from 6th to 3rd. So that's going to put him inside 2nd row. So that inside lane has been working, so maybe he's got a shot at 2nd now.
I hear you, Jimmy. Sometimes, man, it's hard racing. These guys getting the butterflies out of their stomach. First race of the season, they're getting all settled down. They're all giddy. They're all excited. They ain't raced in a couple weeks, man, on the league here. They're getting back in the groove. Tough place, big field. They'll get it going here. Is Alan J. Elwood. Yeah, I'm surprised with this move. Him and Blake Griffith right there. Out 21 laps so far on their tires. Now, Will's been out for 13. Gary's there 12. Now, but I say that, I say I'm surprised here, Nick. But I'm going to tell you, track position could be the king.
Yeah, and I mentioned it early on, who's going to stay out, who's going to stay in, and who's going to want to push hard to stay up front for that track position.
And there you go. And this is a good test. I've said it before. Do it early. You'll know what you got towards the end of the race. With everybody as close as they are, it's definitely, time-wise, it's definitely a shootout. And these guys right now, Alan J. Elwood, obviously he knows what he's doing. He was able to stay up front even on the older tires. So that kind of tells me that, yes, tires are important here, but track position also is just that important. And, we talked about the track temp too. Let's get real quick. It's only dropped a degree. So it's 85. Yeah, it's 85 degrees out there. So, hey, with that track temp like it is, tires, if it's tight like they're saying, then track position might be more king than the tires.
Yeah, I'd have to agree on that. I mean, if the track's tight, I mean, you've heard 3 drivers say it, the track is tight, everybody's pushing like a dump truck. Maybe if you're up front, you're going to have the better advantage because your tires are definitely going to be wearing. But they've been out here 21 laps, so maybe used tires might help them pick some speed up. I'm not too sure.
Could loosen that car up a little bit. If it's tight, that definitely will make it loose. You could put two tires is obviously another strategy a lot of guys do, to put 2 tires on. But either way, whatever's doing it, it's working for Alan J up there and his teammate there, Blake Griffin. They're going to be side by side on the restart, along Will Davis is behind them, Gary Saxton right there. Anthony DeBarro is going to come up 5th. He's going to be the one kind of the first on newer tires. Well, like I said, I want to appreciate everybody out here. It's good to be back up here in the booth, man, at Extreme. I tell you, been off for a while. Unfortunately, yes, you hear, I'm here. You hear my voice. Just unfortunately and saddened, you don't hear, man, Tim up here. And unfortunately, the passing of Tim, just unexpected. But I know he's looking down, and going, well, Joe, man, you got somebody in the booth, and y'all are having fun and doing good. And I just want to say, man, Nikki, you enjoying it so far?
I am. I'm having a good time. I know I've got some big shoes to fill because everything I've heard about him has been just nonstop, always good. He's a friendly, kindly guy. He was just such a good caster to be with. And, me being up here in the booth with you, I love it. I'm having fun, but I definitely got to say my sincerest and sorry and the loss everybody's had. And
oh, absolutely. And that's the biggest thing, man. He loved doing this. He loved the drivers. He loved the community. He loved everybody. He loved that K&N series. He loved it here. And this is the first time in a while at Extreme and up here in OSR Network to not have him. But either way, we're about set to go back. Green flag racing, pace cars in. Alan J. Elwood makes it loud and proud. Out front, we're back racing at Kentucky.
And as they go into 1 and 2 here, Will is actually going to stay low and get the good run up on Blake. So, like I said, Will's going to be in that 2nd position coming out of 2.
And I tell you, here comes Anthony DeBarro to the inside of him. And once they get to that inside, but Blake slams the door on him there, gets to him. But Anthony says, not today. I'm going to still try that inside groove. Remember, he's got a little bit newer tires. He'll have the grip coming on the inside. They'll go door to door to the line. Right now, Blake's got it. Anthony wants it. And he knows he has got to close that gap before Alan J gets a run and gets, away. Oh, up the track.
Yeah, it looks like he just got tight, was pushing up the track and just pushed right into him. Good save by both drivers, Blake and Mr. Anthony there.
It is. Judd Danielson back here in the back along with Adam Eisenhower. Man, and that 85 machine looking good. Right behind them, Ed Morris. He's trying to pull it back up to the front here. They were having a good side-by-side duel back here about the 19th and 11th place spot, respectively. Everybody just trying to see what their car can get right now.
Yeah, they're too wide. They're actually 4x4 right there with Tommy and Adam in the 10th position. So they're all trying to get some good track position as well.
That's it. Looks like right now Tommy Haynes falling in the tire tracks there of Ed Morris as they'll go to the inside. They're going to pass Judd Danielson, that 85 machine, with ease at the moment. And it got a gaggle full of cars back here in the back. You got to go a little further back here to Richie Evans. It just looks like once you're marred back in that traffic back there, it is very hard to pass, very hard to make ground up to the front.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're looking, but they're on brand new tires, and they are charging through the field right now. Them tires are actually helping them right now.
Got a lot of grip here, and that's the thing you got to look at earlier on. Definitely the grip will help them. As you see right behind them back there, David Elliott and crew, around about the 17th place spot. For the moment, well, Mike thought about taking it 3 wide, sticking his nose in there. Can't quite make that happen. He saw what happened earlier. Don't want to end up wrecking that machine.
No, you don't want to end up wrecking it this early in the race, trying to get some good track positions. But the last 2 laps now, I've actually watched the leader's lap time and watched Ed Morris's lap time. And the leader is actually a second slower than what Ed Morris is doing right now.
Second slower, 2-second difference between the two, so he'll definitely come up through there. The problem is Ed has a lot more traffic to get through than what Alan J. Elwood does. But the tires, now you said a second slower.
Yes,
showing...
that was from the last 2 laps. Yeah, I was actually a little wrong there, yes. He had a lap where he was a second slower. It looks like he's actually gaining on him still if you look at the time.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. His last lap, Alan J. Elwood had a 32.311, and Ed Morris had a 32.1. So I'm gonna tell you, even with those tires, wow. I mean, the time that Alan J. Elwood's putting down, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's very, very fast speed on the new tires. I mean, he's the leader. You got 30 laps on the tires. Ed Morris has got 9 laps on his tires. So really, the lap times are, he's getting up there.
Yeah, I mean, just to only be, folks, we're only talking about a couple tenths there. I mean, difference between the two. Now Ed, obviously, he has to get through traffic. That's hindering him a little bit. So really, you won't be able to see the time, wise between them until you see when he gets out of traffic. But at the moment, his last time around the track at a 32.3 to a 32.4 that time. So that's only like 2 tenths. You would think, like you were saying, between the tires. I mean, you're talking almost 20 laps difference on the tires.
Yeah, and if you're watching out front too, Anthony's actually gaining on them leaders, and Anthony's sticking right with them. So Anthony's got a little bit fresher tires. I'm not too sure on how far out he is, but
he's looking to that inside there. Will Davis, and Will is trying to defend that spot the best he can as Anthony looks on the inside. Now, even though Anthony has a little bit newer tires than they do up there, you still got to look. He's been out there for 18 laps on that run, and 18 laps at this track feels like an eternity. They are taking the line that he needs, so he's going to have to find another place around. And going very, very low, he just does not have the grip. If you know to watch it, that car could shoot up the track and end up taking himself out of the race.
yeah, and that's actually what happened with him and Blake. He just kind of got tight and went up the track, and that could happen at any time he enters that 1 and 2 corner down there.
That's just racing for you right there. Alan J. Elwood's holding off a hard charge Will Davis right now. And Will definitely knows that Alan has got the spot he needs. I'm just amazed by how much Alan J. Elwood is doing up front. But Will Davis right there all over his back deck lid. They look to the inside. They just don't have that grip here at Kentucky.
And if Will's not careful here, Anthony could possibly get a 2-for-1 here if they keep trying to block each other.
They do, and right now Will Davis got the run. Pass for the lead. He takes it over Alan J. Elwood. Here comes Anthony DeBarro storming to the inside. Those guys are going to think about 3 wide for the moment. Anthony thought better of it. Going to fall back in line to the outside, but here comes Alan J. Elwood. Impressive. I told you the guy can drive the wheels off a machine, and right now he is showing it.
Yeah, and don't blink too fast because John is actually coming up too. John wants a piece of this action as well.
John T. Wimmis, the captain, man, piloting that ship. Here we go. Alan J. Elwood to the inside. Anthony DeBarro high. Will Davis has got the lead. Here comes John T. to the backside of him. Ed Morris coming into the picture. If they don't watch it, this is going to turn into a 3-car battle. Going to turn into about a 5-car battle.
Yeah, and it got tense really quick. These guys are really, really on top of each other, and they're going to have to really drive to stay out front.
Anthony DeBarro looks like he is pushing and shoving to make his way to the front, bulldozing that machine there to the lead. He moves Will Davis out of the way for the moment to get that top spot as Will sits back in the back end of him. Behind him, John T. Wimbish. And here comes the 7 of Ed Morris. Boy, I tell you what, where'd he come from into the party?
Yeah, he is a rocket right now. His car is set up good. He is running that low line very well.
Yes, it is. I tell you, man, right now, these guys have been breathtaking in what they're doing up front. The top 5 machines there of Anthony Navarro, Will Davis, John T. Wimmis, they'll go door to door with him and Alan J. Elwood. The thing that John needs to be careful of, that car don't get tight, scoot up the track, but he's got Ed Morris eating his back bumper off.
Yeah, in the 7th position too, you got Tommy Haynes. He's looking to come back up front as well.
He does. Darren Clements right there in the mix. So before you know it, these guys, man, they'll creep up there into the picture, and we'll have an awesome pack of cars here. Almost looks like a small mini plate track race. But you've got John T. Wimmis still battling on the inside of Alan J. Elwood, who is sitting on, folks, 39 lap old tires and is holding his own out there. Just goes to show you, man, a master at saving his tires and knowing how to get around this track.
Yeah, and he's doing an excellent job of keeping that car under him. He's not really squirreling or wobbling around a lot, and he's giving the guys that are up front with new tires a run for their money.
He is, and he's got that high lane, which is probably helping him a lot because the guy down low is getting a little. Will Davis comes, slams the door on John T. He's going to slow his momentum on trying to make the pass. Ed Morris is still back there trying to figure out which lane he wants to go. If they don't look in the mirror real soon, they're going to have some more machines up here joining the party, along with Darren Clements, Tommy Haynes right there. You've got about 4 or 5 machines, and any one of these guys can take it. But in the meantime, Anthony Navarro says bye-bye and see you later.
Yeah, he got that clean air and he just checked out. He doesn't want any part of that action right there. He just wants to get out front, stay away from the action, just in case somebody makes a mistake.
Everybody goes single file. You're absolutely right. Don't burn those tires up on the inside because you can real fast right here in a real quick hurry on this track. It can get it can get slick on you. Tight, loose feeling. John T. made it around him. He's going to look to the inside, though, of Will Davis. Not going to make that pass. Now he's got Ed Morris to his outside. These guys will not give up on each other.
Yeah, and as they go too wide down in the turn there, they are looking very strong on the low side in the middle of the corner, but the outside actually has a run coming off the corner. So it really depends on who can drive the best off the corner.
And that's 100% there too. You know, you got to get in and out of those corners there. You don't want that car to get too loose, don't want to get too tight, don't want to go up into anybody. As right now, you've got Will Davis holding off a pack of hungry style drivers behind him. That is the name of John T. Wimmis there. Ed Morris, Alan J. Elwood, Darren Clements is now up there along with Tommy Haynes. So we got a slew of machines. Anthony Navarro, I said he's a silver bullet. He is checked out here on this one though. 8/10. He got that clean air and he is long gone from this pack behind him.
Yeah, he really did check out here, but these guys are battling really hard for this second and third, fourth, fifth spot.
And Will Davis doing everything he can to maybe close the gap or close off the doors for those guys. As John T's behind him is door to door with Ed Morris. Ed Morris trying to take the high lane. John's down low. Here comes Alan J. Elwood. Alan's still impressed, but here comes Tommy Haynes to the inside of Darren Clements. They are 2 by 2 by 2, and a good solid battle from second on back.
Yes, Tommy's trying to work the inside. Mr. Darren Clement here, he's on the outside getting a great run off the corner. Just
A very good run. Yeah, you're right there. I 100% agree with you there. Very, very good run. Will still hanging on the second. Ed Morris there. John T. Wimmis. Man, what's some exciting racing here going amongst these guys.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who's trying to get out of their comfort zone here and trying to run a different line to get quicker and get around each other.
Well, the tires are going to kind of dictate what they're doing right now, but I tell you what, John T. Wimmis has been the one on the inside to be able to make some things work. Here comes Ed Morris to the high side. He got around John T. Alan J.'s been the one there with the older size tire to be able to make it work, but look at the run that Ed Morris gets coming out of turn 2 down the back stretch. He goes to the inside of Will. Is he going to be able to complete that pass into turn number 3? He does. He shot that thing down there. Wow. Ed Morris on a roll.
Yeah, he is looking very good right now. Now that he's got the clean air, let's see if he can pull up to that leader of Anthony and see what he can do. I mean, he's got him out to over a second right now, so can he get back up to the back bumper of Anthony?
All that racing them guys were doing back there allowed Anthony DeBarro to pull away from this pack right here, and that's just what's going to happen as they modulate around the lap car. You're right, very great racing as Ed Morris pulls the second place. Here comes John T. Wimmis in the third. He's got his hands full with Will Davis. They'll go door to door, neck and neck out of turn number 4 as they cross the line. Will's got it. Alan J. Elwood drag races John T. Wimmis, as John will take that spot by mere inches with a nose. His teammate Tommy Haynes is in the mix now.
Yeah, as you can see, after about a lap or two of Ed Morris getting out front and getting that clean air away from that pack, he's actually pulling on them.
He is pulling a little bit on Anthony Barr. You're right. I see the lap times right there. He is about a tenth. Well, maybe not quite a tenth, but maybe half a tenth. And they're talking 3 wide behind him, though. Man, John T. Wimmis, I told you he loves captaining that pilot of that ship he's got out there, and it is hot and heavy. Will Davis is trying to protect everything he's got.
Yeah, and let's not mention the fact that Allen is on old tires and still keeping up with these guys.
Fantastic drive. Just shows you the skill, man, of some of these drivers out here as you watch them, man, race these powerhouse machines here at Kentucky for the SimSpeedShop.com Xfinity Series right now. Ed Moore sitting in second, Anthony DeBarro out front, but behind him, John T. Wimmis is holding off Will Davis. Tommy Haynes came around him, Alan J. Elwood right there, along with Darren Clements. These 4 or 5 drivers have just been duking it out like a prize fight here for the fast several laps. You got that right, Robin. No doubt about it. These guys, men, are definitely doing some awesome racing here as the 4 of Alan J. Elwood looks to the inside. He will go neck and neck again there with Will Davis. I'm just quite very impressed. 51 laps out on tire. How long can he go on that set of tires? That's the question now is, man, that was close right there.
Yeah, and I'm not too familiar on these cars and how much fuel can they actually hold and how long can they run and how much did they actually put in the last caution. So that could be a key factor here. Do I have to pit under green flag conditions?
Yeah, I mean, because you're right. You know, we're less than 50 to go. Allen just proved he can go 52 laps out here. Now, obviously, there was a few cautions here and there, but nonetheless, if he keeps going a little bit longer, he might be able to take this thing on one stop as opposed to, I would think everybody else might be able to take it on one stop. So, but he would be on, well, you know what? I don't really know what the strategy would be.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on what my strategy would be here anyways, but I do know, as Alan Fox says, Ed is looking like Tony out here. He is running that leader down. Anthony is down. He's slowed up a little bit. I don't know if he's trying to save his tires because maybe Anthony's thinking, hey, this could go all the way.
It could. Right now, we've been on a very good long green flag run, about 32, 39 laps out here on the run that these guys have put on their tires. Except for Alan J. Elwood's been out there for 54. Right now, Anthony DeBarro is the man leading it. He had over a second lead. At the moment, he's down to 0.8 of a lead as Ed Morris is looking very, very hungry and yanking him in. He's a little bit faster. He was about a half second or so. He's a couple hundredths off of him right now, but still making it faster than what he was throughout the track.
Yeah, and you know, they still got 40 laps to go. That tenth of a second, that and 40 laps, if you do a tenth of a second, he will be at his back bumper eventually.
He will, absolutely. Man, I tell you, these guys back here are still racing each other hard. Darren Clements, Will Davis, you've got Richie Evans now in the mix. What you're starting to see now, though, is guys who are in here finally. Alan J. Elwood, after 55 laps, is going to give up the ghost and come in. So it kind of gives us our answer right there on how long they probably can go. He's going to pit this thing. Now, he can go all the way. We'll just have to see. But right now, you're starting to see guys who are better on longer run tires starting to come to the front as opposed to guys who are shorter run cars.
And I was watching Will Davis battle with the cars in front of him. He actually got a little bit of a right rear coming off of 4, and he had amazing saves.
These guys, and I'll tell you what, a lot of the saves that I've seen, you know, especially in the Cup Series with the new packages they've got running, definitely is astonishing to watch. And right now, Will Davis hanging on to the 6th place spot. Anthony Navarro. Anthony right now, if he looks in his rearview mirror, he's got to be getting a little worried because he sees a number 7 machine closing in and getting ever so bigger as the laps are winding down. Now remember, Ed is actually on a little newer tires than what Anthony is. Looks to be about 4 or 5 laps difference. But right now, Anthony's trying everything he can to stay out front.
Yeah, and like you said earlier in the race, Anthony, if he's driving aggressive, maybe he used his tires up a little more than what he wanted to. Maybe his car just isn't handling the way it needs to be right now.
I've always known Anthony in the past. I've watched him a lot of times in the Cup cars. He is the kind of guy, man, that just kind of lets it all loose out there. I call him a silver bullet, and he's definitely fast. Ed Morse, though, right now trying to reel him in. And right that time around, he looked a little bit slower. Anthony kind of picked up the pace, but you got Tommy Haynes, John T. Wimmis right behind him, along with Darren Clements, the top 5. The guys have taken pit stops, obviously. Alan J. Elwood was one of the first takers there. We've had a few other ones out here as we're getting to the closing laps. We're going to get set here for about 35 to go in this one here at Kentucky. This is the longest of a green flag run we've had, so now these guys haven't experienced this the whole entire race. Now they know, all right, this is what my car can do on a long green flag. What can I expect? And well, they already know what they can expect if it goes in a caution, but what can they expect if this thing goes all the way green?
Yeah, and if you watch Ed run down into 3 and 4 there, going into 3, he's getting a nice run on Anthony there.
Going to close in the gap, but we've always said, and if you're here in racing, catching and passing is 2 different things. He can run him down, but then he's got to figure out a way to pass him. And if you look at the time, we've been looking at it, and he's been a couple hundredths, maybe a tenth. That tells me right there, though, he's going to have to be more than a tenth to be able to just go to the side and blow right on by Anthony. You know, and I know a couple hundredths is not going to be enough speed. Might get you along the quarter or the side of him, but just not enough speed to just go zoom right on by him.
Yeah, and some of these guys that are in the back of the pack right now are playing a good strategy. Some of them are actually pitting, getting tires, getting fuel. Maybe they're getting ready for a longer run that they're not really expecting, but that it could happen.
That's true. Now, at some point, Ed has to think about, okay, you know what? Do I try it, risk it, maybe risk wrecking, et cetera, et cetera? I mean, me and him are, you know, we're 1.4 seconds ahead of Tommy Haynes right there in 3rd place, and never mind, I was about to say it. And Anthony Navarro spins it on pit road. Wow. Well, I was about to say that him and Anthony, Ed, was he just going to sit back there and ride behind Anthony instead of taking a risk and then them two just come into pits? They did. The problem is that Anthony Navarro spun it. That's just old tires right there, Nick.
Yeah, he actually come in very hot, a lot hotter than he wanted to, and he locked him up and his car come out from under him.
Wow, I'll tell you what. Well, here we go. Tommy Haynes has been the one who has not came in. Well, I think he's just coming in along with John T. Wimmis. That's going to put Jerry Glenn out there along with Brandon Freeze and company. He's going to bring it on in here. We're going to cycle this thing back around. And when we cycle back around, it should put Blake Griffin and Alan J. Elwood back out front.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how these cars are going to cycle after this green flag pit stops go, because a lot of guys were on older tires, so they were slowing up, but a lot of the guys that pitted early were on newer tires, so they were actually a little bit quicker than the guys up front. So did they get enough speed to get them some track position after it cycles?
There you go. Definitely, and you're right. I mean, that pit stop of Anthony DeBarro crushed him here. He's going to need definitely a caution to be able to probably get back up in this thing. Right there, man, just devastating. But I said earlier, mental mistakes, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Mental mistakes. Overdriving a turn, getting up into the wall. Going down on pit road, getting in and off of the pit road, messing up on something there. It's just mental mistakes, small things. You've got to put a complete package together and win.
Yeah, you've got to stay real focused all race long. If not, stuff happens like that. You know, after watching Anthony and Ed battle like that and Ed running him down, was that worrying Anthony that, hey, this guy is quicker than me?
And it could, you know, and he just overshot it into pit road there. You know, just one of those things. Again, mental mistakes, take it back to him. But Blake Griffin, the man out front along with Alan J. Elwood, we know they can go the entire distance. They are right now out leading it. Blake has got about a 10th and a half over Alan J. as they're going to run nose to tail for the moment. Gary Saxton right there. Sexton, or I won't say Saxton, I guess it's Sexton, but Gary right there running in the third place spot. He's about 2.1 seconds back between those two. Then you got Richie Evans, who's right there along with him, sitting in fourth place spot. Will Davis, he's back up to fifth. He's a little further back to the leaders. As it looks like, though, Alan J. Elwood says, I'm going to the lead.
Yes, he does that pass. That was a clean pass on his teammate right there. He might have told him, hey, man, I'm quicker than you. Just follow behind me. Let me show you the line.
Yeah, and normally teammates might be like, well, I don't care if you're quicker, man. You got to go around me. But sometimes, man, hey, you know what? That's what teams do. If you see, like you said, you see him, man, he's faster. And you can obviously tell once he got around, he's long gone now. Alan J. is out front there along with Blake Griffin. But 1-2 for those two guys as they are setting the pace right now. As we get a little further back, there's two other teammates. Tommy Haynes, John T. Wimmis, definitely working together. They're back in 6th and 7th place spot.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the captain, as your infamous nickname there, will be able to captain his car to get it right back up front to battle down.
Yeah, it's got a long way to go. It's going to be a chore. You know, the one thing about green flag pit stops, they are awesome and great and everything there as far as strategy of racing, but it splits the field up. It makes the gaps on these things so much more. Right now, I'd have a feeling, unless Alan J. Elwood, something just out of the blue, he just blew up, messed up, hit the wall, wrecked or something. That's all. That's over 5 seconds he's got to catch him. And I'm looking at the lap times. The lap times are just not that much different. Yes, they're about 3/10, but if you calculate 3/10 of what we got left, that's going to put it close.
Yeah, real close. It's going to be a battle up there up front, I believe, if we stay green here.
And another thing you got to think about when you talk about tires, right now 3/10. As the run goes on, and you know as a racer, just as well as I do and a lot of guys, as the run goes on, the tires neutralize. So whatever Alan J. Elwood has, and that's probably why we saw him holding so well against guys who we would say had newer tires. But in theory, after a while, those tires neutralize, and so that 3/10 goes down to 2/10 to 1.5/10, and then might only stay at like 1/10 gap. And you know, you kind of slow down as the run goes on. It's just one of those things, physics, I guess.
Yeah, and as we're winding down here, I want to kind of bring up the track temp. Right now, that when we started, it was mostly cloudy, and it was, I believe it was like 85, 86 degrees. It's now 83 degrees, but the track temp has actually risen to 87 degrees. 87 degrees.
And you're right. So What I was saying before the race, I think it was, is, I always get kind of confused on that stuff, in theory, the cars go around and around. Now, we are on a long green flag run. More heat gets into the track. The car's been out there for longer. I guess that would make sense in a way that the track temp would go up, as opposed to earlier in the race. We had a lot of cautions, temp up and down. Cars wasn't running around as fast. There we go. I'm no weatherman, but hey.
Yeah, I'm no weatherman either, but I do know when the track temp rises, it does get tighter. So will that affect any of your drivers? Maybe help them out. But that could also help on their used tires because, like I said, the used tires, it'll loosen you up. The track gets a little tighter, loosen you up. Maybe it might be the right combination.
Some guys love looser cars, makes them a lot faster on the track, but that's the old saying, loose is fast, man. But you can't spin you out of control all the time. Some guys love it, some don't. Never liked them in a looser style car, but again, Alan J. Elwood, you're right. If that car is tight on him, that thing could get worn out. It could make those tires looser, make that car rotate a lot better into turns, and hey, it can make it feel like a whole different machine.
Yeah, and as he's winding up on these lap cars, he's got to really pick and choose which lane he wants to take and be smart about it because he doesn't want to give up that lead he's got.
Good battle back here for about 4th, 5th, and 6th. Actually, about 5th, 6th, and 7th back here. Tommy Haynes, Will Davis, and John T. Wimbiss are back here. They're mixing it up. They also got Richie Evans there in front of them, so those guys have caught back up in a pack.
Yeah, they're staying single file, but they were actually too wide here a little bit ago.
Yes, they were. So right now, very, very good run here. Well, I want to appreciate everybody. Like I say, we're kicking off the season here for ExtremeMotorsports99.com for the SimSpeedShop.com Xfinity Series here live from Kentucky. I appreciate Nick being up here, man, in the booth with me. Appreciate all these drivers and viewers out there. I said it. We're on a long green flag run. Let's do it. I'm going to give you, haven't done it in a while, we're going to do an OSR Network rundown order. Show off some of these paint jobs. Show off some of these drivers. So let me get set here and go. As that man right there out front, Alan J. Elwood, he has led a lot of it, 57 laps so far in the number 4 machine. Tonight, he's been a dominating car. Can he finish it off? He put it on pole, and he put it in victory lane here. Looking good. Behind him, Blake Griffin right there, and the number 1 machine. Nice looking paint job he's got right there on that car. But he has come up. He started in 4th. He's currently sitting in 2nd. Tommy Haynes started 13th. Right now, battling it up. He's up to 3rd place. He's got his teammate right behind him, though. John T. Wimbiss started 6th. He's back up to the 4th. He says, thinking of trying to cash in his chips, man, and it's poker time tonight in the Harris Casino machine he's got there. Gary Saxton is up to 5th, started 14th, so good move for that man right there in the 13th place, or 13th car. Richie Evans right behind him, though, tearing up his back bumper, looking on the inside of him, started 7th. He's in 6th, currently trying to take the spot away, as Will Davis is back there, too. He started 28th spot tonight. Will Davis, what a move as he just took over the 6th place spot. He was in 7th and looking for more here. Darren Clements started 9th. He's back into the 8th place spot right now. Hey, doing good. He's definitely being a very, very, very casual out there and looking to have a good finish here tonight. Sitting in the 9th place spot, SimSpeedShop.com's own in the 86 car, Adam Eisenhower, started 21st. He's currently sitting in the 9th place spot. Mike Romanger, the defending series champion here in the Xfinity Series, looking to defend that title. Well, right now he started 10th. He's hanging on to 10th. He's having an up and down night, but he definitely knows what to do in that Napa know-how machine. Jerry Glenn, Primetime Motorsports own right there, and it's in primetime form here tonight because he started 20th. He's currently in 11th place spot, looking pretty good. Nicholas Cohan, well, his car don't look too good, but he's not too bad shape because he started 30th. He's up to 12th right now. Ed Morris, right behind him, he's another prime timer right there. He started 3rd. He's falling back off the pace just a little bit. He's got time to get back up. He's currently running 13th. John Sterling right there in the number 3 machine. An up and down night for him. Started 17th. He's riding in the 15th place spot. Tyler Hallman right there in the Northern Capital machine. Started 8th. Falling off just a little bit. Again, got time to move back up. He's in 16th. Jason Eisenhower right back here. He started 35th. SimSpeedShop.com's the other car here, title sponsor. He's up to 17th. David Elliott, another prime time machine there, started 12th. He's back in the 18th place spot. Anthony DeBarro right now, calling the Silver Bullet. He started 2nd. That mishap on pit road has got him marred back in the 19th place spot. So he's definitely got time. He's got a fast machine. We'll see what happens here towards the end of the race. Timothy Johnson right there started 29th. He's currently sitting in the 20th spot. Bryce Senesac had a bad fast machine. I always say the 09 car and the 09 design. Tonight he's in the Van Yoy construction. Might need a little bit of fixer up on there as he got in the wall early, but he started 22nd, currently in 21st. Judd Danielson right here. Good looking paint job in that 85. He started 33rd position. He's up to 22nd. Gary May in the number 10 started 36, up to 23rd. He's made moves up to the front. Chris Vols right there in the Hardy's machine. 32nd start spot. He's up to 24th, so he's making his way. Wally Tierheimer, boy, he's in a mess of cars right now, but he started 34th. He's up to the 25th spot. Bobby Tinch back here, and that they started 31st. He's up to 26. A lot of guys making a move up to the front. You got Dalton Cowden right behind him. He's making his ways here in the Xfinity Series. Started 15th, but right now he's running 27th spot. Tommy and Massey started 40th, but he's backing up to the 28th. So he's made moves. He's trying to look for a little bit more. Michael Mueller right there started 11th, falling off the pace a little bit. Maybe not what he's looking for, but he definitely can bounce back as the time goes on. He's back to 29th. Nolan Neelam right here started 27th. He's in 30th right now, so not too far off. Unfortunately, he's 8 laps down, so he's not had the night he has. Justin Gain, well, several laps down, and he's 11 laps down, started 5th, back in 31st. Not what he wanted to happen here tonight. Nick Hunt on pit road. Well, one of the defending champs got caught up in a wreck earlier on pit road trying to get that thing repaired. He's back in 32nd, started 23rd. Brandon Ketchum, another one on pit road right there. Just trying to see if he can't get it repaired and back out and get some more points. Back in the 33rd position. And we got some cars out of the race. Joshua Gillian, Hunter McDaniel, Michael DeWaite, Steve Dukes, Nathan Shiflett, Chuck Sweeting, all out of the race right now. And that brings us back to this man up front who has dominated most of the race, 67 laps led. We've got 10 to go here at Kentucky. Folks, that's your OSR Network, online simracingnetwork.com. Rundown order just to show off the paints, show off some of these drivers, and I hope you enjoyed it.
And Joe, while you're doing that, that was a great snapshot of all the cars. I was watching the lap times of Tommy Haynes and Allen, and I was comparing them just about every lap. Tommy's a 10th quicker. Sometimes he's 2/10 quicker. Depends on where Allen was getting in the lap cars. Now that Allen has got the open space, and he's got about a half a corner in front of another lap car, and 9 laps to go, 8 laps to go. Let's see how this is going to play out because Tommy's there.
Tommy has moved in. You're right. He has reeled in the leader, and right now he is almost 0.2 of a second faster than that man out front, Alan J. Elwood, with 8 laps to go. Remember, there will be no 5 or less. If a caution comes out, it's the end. We got green-white checkers, and this thing's going to end. Alan J. Elwood into the wall. He's around.
Into the wall.
Oh, it's wrecking. Wow, what a turn of events. And Alan J. Elwood got into the wall, and I think pretty much when he got into the wall, bam, it came off the wall. Yep, pushed up the wall out of turn 2. Tommy Haynes nowhere to go. Got in the back. John T. Wimmis involved. All these cars around, some heavy hitters, man, up front involved in this one. Man, that was just basically, I think Allen just kind of overdrove turn 2 coming out and just wham right into the wall. Whoa, what a turn to this one. The man who's probably jumping up and down's got to be Will Davis.
Yeah, Will has started in the back. He went to the back for a little bit, got his tires, and now he's battling for the lead again. He's going to be back up front.
Yes, it is. Well, I tell you right now, it is definitely going to be interesting. Now it shakes up the field. Now, John T. Wimmish got involved with that a little bit. That's probably going to hurt him some. Remember, folks, this baby won't be over with the last laps here. So are they all going to come in the pits? Are we going to see anybody stay out with the new rule? Now, here's what you were talking about earlier there, Nick. Now's when your game plans to be different. Used to, you would say, I'm staying out because if a caution comes out, it's done. Now, hey, don't work that way.
Yeah, not anymore. Now you've got to think about it. If I stay out, will I be able to hold off second place? Will I be able to get a good jump on these old tires? Will they spin on me? You know,
Yep.
all that plays into effect into your mind, and that could mess up your mental game on this. So it all depends on how you want to play, and you need to stick with your plan once you make it.
Well, I've said it before, time and time again, mental mistakes. John T. takes 4 tires, everyone else behind him does. Blake Griffin right there, again, might be sitting very good along with Will Davis. I don't know how much that damage is going to hinder John out front. We'll have to see on the restarts, but remember, folks, we have green-white-checkers, so it doesn't matter if a caution comes out unless the white flag flies. Now, if the white flag flies and they do make it to the white flag, then yes, it is over, no matter if they kill half the field. But until they get to that white flag, it's go time.
Yeah, everybody's going to try to run their hardest, see what they can do. Like people are saying, who's going to try to push it 4 wide? Who wants this first season opener win? Who wants it that bad?
And right now, Alan J. Elwood dominating all race long. One mental mistake. The car pushed up, got to the wall, slammed it. Tommy Haynes nowhere to go. John T. got involved a little bit, but he is still out there rolling. And as long as he's got 4 tires, a steering wheel, and a motor that's going, he's going to keep that thing rolling. He is definitely gambling. He's got the Harris Casino on the side of that thing, looking good so far. But I got a feeling, I think Blake Griffin and Will Davis, and what John probably wants to see is those 2 guys get into a battle.
Yeah, he's going to want to see them 2 battle for second, trying to get up to first to have the position to run for it. And he's going to have to try to get that car around 1 and 2 as quick as he can, safely as he can, because of that damage he's got. So he's going to want to try to get out front.
You're right, and don't count out, Gary Saxton right there, Brandon Freese back there, Adam Eisenhower up front there, Darren Cliff. I mean, any one of these guys, because remember, it could be a cluster there. I'm not sure how much damage, let's get a close-up here of John T's car, because he got some damage to the front, he's got some damage to the back. Most of it looks to be on the right side. Not sure how much that's going to hinder that car. If it's going to hinder the motor, it definitely might could hinder the handling just a little bit. It'll just be interesting to see. But we go back green, he might only have to hold him off just for a little bit.
Yeah, he's only going to really have to hold him off a few laps and hope for not for a green-white checker, because if a green-white checker comes out, he has to restart again, and that is really hard on old tires.
Yes, it is. So here we go. We're going to settle this thing here. Kentucky, boy, it has been an exciting, thrilling race. They went on a very long green flag run. So can the captain out there, man, put on his game face and put this thing in here to open the season off here for the SimSpeedShop.com Xfinity Series here at Extreme. Tonight, John T. Wimmish is looking to do it, but Blake Griffin, Gary Sexton, William Davis and company behind him are looking to spoil the party as we're getting set to go back green.
And I don't mean to be a party pooper, but look at Ed Morris. He's sitting back there in 8th place, eyeing to see what's going to happen.
Yep, you can definitely. He's got time to do it, especially for green-white. If he gets another position and the caution comes out real quick, we're going to a green-white. But either way, here we go. Pace cars out of turn 4. Getting set to go back green, flag racing. John T's going to try to dive that thing out front and get the jump of its life. He's going to hope those guys behind him battle. Oh, car spins the tires. They're wrecking behind him. And I'm going to tell you, no caution's out, but I tell you what, Blake Griffin took the lead. We're going to go back on the replay here and watch that start. As you see right there, Adam Eisenhower nowhere to go. I'm not sure. It's all black car with, I think that was Brandon Freeze, I believe.
It was Brandon Freeze. He spun his tires, and the car behind him, which was Mr. Clement, and he just got into the back of him because he spun his tires. Everybody was going, had nowhere to go, and sent him up in Eisenhower.
Oh, man, Bryce Senesac, nowhere to go. Just got nailed. But I'll tell you, that could have been a lot worse than what it was right there. Because when he spun clear back in front of the pack. Not sure, maybe looked like in wrong gear and that thing just spun. But guess what, folks? We're not done. And Blake Griffin, he made the pass on John T. He got around him as the yellow flag was coming out.
Yes, he did. So that's going to actually put Blake on the inside now and put John on the outside. So can Blake get a good run? John knows how to do it from the inside, but can he do it from the outside now?
I got a feeling just the way Blake came around him on that outside lane that car is hurt more than probably John wants to realize. He's just looking to maybe try to limp it home here for a good finish tonight. Got to worry about Will Davis right there on his inside. And so remember, it all depends on where Blake does. Blake does have lane choice. He could go high and start on the outside. And I'll be honest with you, here's something to think about, Nick. If I was the leader, I'd put John on the inside and then put Will behind him. Wouldn't that put Will behind him? Yeah.
Yes, it would. No matter what, Will's going to be on the inside. So really, it just depends on where the leader wants to go. I don't know if they have lane choice. Do they?
They do. Yeah.
So
unless they've changed the rule. I mean, they've always had it unless they change the rule. So I think they've got to do it like early on. But either way, 9 times out of 10, they usually take the inside lane. But I believe they do. But I was just thinking about that. If John T wasn't able to get the start and that car's hurt, that's going to slow Will up. That's going to make him do something aggressive. But also puts Gary Sexton up there on the top side, battling along with Will and having to worry about it. And Blake just got to think about the strategy here.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Will's battling for the first 3 spots, and he started on 28th position, so he's come quite a ways. Just like Gary Sexton, he started 14th. He's all the way up to 4th, so they're all going to be battling for a good finish here.
Yes, they are. And that's why John T. staying out there. Even if he gets passed by several cars and this thing goes on out, what he would have, if he would have went in the pits, probably been marred back in 15th, 20th spot. Now he might come out of here with a solid top 5, top 10 finish, which is a good points night for him there. So, everybody be like, well, why is he staying out? That's why. Because, hey, look, that thing's still running. He might not have the car that can put it in victory lane unless something just happens to the guys in front. You just never know. It is racing. But points. You definitely got to think about the big picture towards the end of the season.
Yeah, and he's probably already thinking that, hey, if I get a top 5 out of here, I'm not having too bad of a night, It's better than pitting, going all the way to the back, and still maybe getting shuffled, maybe finishing, 15th, 20th.
Absolutely. So here we go. Old Blake Griffin out front there along with John T. Wimmis. Let's see what lane he takes here. Yes, there is confirmation. He has to announce it before 1 to go. So it's like he's going to put him on the inside. No? Okay. No.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what he's going to do. It looks like he might be staying on the inside because there goes the captain right to the outside.
He does. So, either way, maybe he feels like that if, Will gets up there, John can hold him up on momentum. Remember, it's a green-white checkered, so if the white flag goes, then it's over with no matter what comes out after that. So if he can make it around, what'll happen, folks, is the green will fly. They'll make it around one time, and then the white flag, and then obviously that's the last lap. If they make it to the white flag without a caution, race is over no matter what happens at that point. iRacing will not throw a caution on the white flag, which that's in real racing too. If they make it to the white flag, it's over with. So here we go. What's going to be interesting here at Kentucky? First race of the season here for the SimSpeedShop.com Xfinity Series here at Extreme Motorsports. Man out front, Blake Griffin. 6 wide into turn 1. That could happen there, Jeremy. Lights off, here we go. So get set, batten down the hatches, fasten your seat belts, because it's about to be a wild ride as the pace car's in. That man out front, Blake Griffin, drops the hammer, green flags in the air, and John T just cannot get that car to go.
Yeah, and look at the jump that inside lane had on him. That was a very, very big jump.
Yeah, and I got a feeling that car's hurt worse than what he wants to admit, but right now, Will Davis is going to try to run him down. We're looking in the back part back here behind him as Blake Griffin comes down for the final time. If a caution doesn't fly, it is over with at this point. There is a mix of machines coming out of the turns right now. Blake's out front. Look at Ed Morris. You said it. He's up to 5th. He's got time. One more car spinning. But they are on the white flag. Let me tell you what. We're done. If a caution comes out at this point, it will be over with, folks. Final time around here at Kentucky. And I tell you, Blake Griffin, man, right now, he's coming into turn 3 here, Nick. He's got Will Davis has got just a little bit, not close enough to make it happen. Out of turn 4, that man, Blake Griffin, is going to win, along with Will Davis coming in the second, Ed Morris the third. And I said John T was going to hang a good top 10, and he did. He came out in the 8th place. Nice finish for these guys here tonight.
Yeah, really great racing. CCA Motorsports, they were pretty quick all night. Griffin was up front all night long. He did go to the back for a little bit, but he put himself in position for the win. Awesome
pit calls by them all right there. And definitely, you're right. Blake Griffin, unfortunately, his teammate Alan J. Elwood had trouble early on in the race, or later on in the race, so to speak there. But man, that man right there was able to put it in victory lane here tonight. Burn them down. Boy, I tell you what a finish. What a kickoff to the season. Whew. Hope everybody enjoyed that one, because that was thrilling to watch.
Yeah, that was very intense, Joe.
Yes, it was. You know, we had some cautions early on, but we also, man, had some long green flag runs, some strategy here and there, green-white-checkered to end it. I mean, what more do you want out of a NASCAR-style race? And the winner tonight here, Blake Griffin, putting that thing in victory lane. Wow.
Yes, he's down there celebrating. He had an awesome night. I mean, he ran from the back. He started 4th. Kind of went up front, got shuffled to the back when he was going on older tires, but put it right back up front for the win.
Yes, he did. So a good run, man, so far. Well, see if we can't get a couple of these guys, man, here tonight. Get a word in with them. As bring up this man, Ed Morris. Let you get a word in with him there, Nick, 3rd place man.
How's it going, Ed? This is Nick up in the booth.
Oh, going good, man. How about yourself?
Good. So we've got a few questions for you, man. How was your car feeling late in the end of that race there?
It was tight. The more the track got rubbered up, the more that groove went away, and it was just, you had to kind of just, the higher the line we had to run just to be able to get off the corner, and I mean, the track changed quite a bit there toward the end of that race.
Yeah, and I see here you qualified 3rd and you finished 3rd. You were pretty consistent all night. You were really quick on some points of the race. Did your car really feel like it was slowing down towards the end, or did you feel like you were gaining speed later on in the night as the track temps got higher?
The car got worse as the race went on. I mean, it's just, after that rubber got laid down, it just got real tight and wouldn't turn, especially once the tires started to wear off. Yeah, we were pretty consistent all night. Had that one green flag pit stop we had, got caught speeding, and that really set us back. So that caution really saved us there toward the end.
Yeah, it looks like you had a great night. You put it up front, you finished third, you're on the podium. Who gets it all done for you? Who makes it happen?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the whole team, Primetime Motorsports, all my guys that come out here, and we do such a great job, and we work hard every week, and, this is a pretty good season opener for us. We didn't do so well last night, but, it's week one, so I'd like to thank the sponsors that came aboard with us this season, Carolina Gaming, Ed's Race Paints, Carl Bops with his painting service down in Savannah, Georgia. We appreciate all your guys' support and all your help. All the fans, admins, you guys up in the booth for putting this on. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, brother. We enjoy you racing. We're gonna look forward to seeing you here, what you can do in the upcoming weeks. Thanks, Ed.
Appreciate it.
There you go, man. Ed Morris right there, boy, up in the third place right there in the thriller of a finish. Well, I was trying to get a hold of Will Davis. Looks like he's dropped out, so you know what? We'll just go ahead going up to tonight's winner here, and I'll get a word in with him. Blake Griffin, Joey in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, I tell you what, unfortunately out there, Alan J. Elwood missing the wall, but Green-white-checkered there, what was going through your mind on those restarts?
Man, I was nervous. I was on TeamSpeak with my teammates. My legs were shaking. My knees were bouncing off each other. I was nervous, man. That's to come out in the first race of the Extreme and get a win. I am pumped. This is an awesome race.
You had a fast car all night long. Did you have enough, if it would have came down there to the end, to overtake Alan? I mean, you were right there with him most of the night.
Well, Alan and I are teammates now with CCR, and I ran with Alan a lot. I know he is very fast, but it seemed like if I could get a little draft on him, I could stay very close to him. Now, getting around him is a lot different on this bumpy track. I don't want to ever wreck a teammate, but I do think I could have had something for him, but I don't know. It was a great run by Alan, though. I hate to see it not in that way.
Absolutely. Well, on the restart there, who was you most worried about? Now, you made it around when we originally went to caution. You made it around John T. Was that the plan to make it on the outside? Because we were talking about maybe on that other restart, you taking the inside lane and putting the I think it was Wheel on the backside on the high side.
Well, I thought about it, but I've raced around all my teammates. Like Will and Gary are both teammates of mine. Me, Will, and Gary are all very close, but Will had for some reason this track just came to him. He was a lot faster, so I knew that Will was the one I had to worry about tonight. So I should have put Will behind the 56 because he had damage, but I wanted that bottom lane. I don't know why. The bottom lane was my gut feeling, so that's what I took, and it ended up working out.
Oh, absolutely. Put you in victory lane here tonight at Kentucky to knock off the first race of the season here for the SimSpeedShop.com Xfinity Series here at Extreme. And it was an extreme style race from the green to the checkered here tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for the win?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for broadcasting. Everybody at Extreme, all my teammates, Will, Gary, Ethan, Judd, Joe, Alan, Ryan, and Jay, all those guys. If it weren't for them and practicing with me, I wouldn't be here right now. But yeah, thanks to all you guys for broadcasting. You guys do a great job.
Man, I tell you what, appreciate it. It was definitely an exciting race there as always. Again, congratulations on that win there, Blake.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, I tell you what, there's Blake. Well, I tell you, let's get our unofficial results order here tonight. Blake Griffin puts it in victory lane. Will Davis in the second. Ed Morris the third. Gary Sexton up there to fourth. Richie Evans the fifth. Mike Rollmanger bounces back to sixth. Darren Clemens the seventh. Nicholas Cohan up to eighth. Andrew Nabarro comes back to ninth. And Tommy Haynes rounds the top tens. Look to the rest of this field. I'll tell you what a way to kick the season off here, Nick. Man, I don't know what else to say. We had everything that you could imagine in this race. It was exciting.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of great battles. 3 and 4 wide. Sometimes 3 wide doesn't end good. Sometimes 4 wide doesn't end good. But then again, all these guys know what they're doing. They're all out here trying to have fun, get a good season going, season opener. Everybody's trying to race as hard as they can to get that top spot right off the go.
No doubt. I tell you what, it was a thriller for the season opener here. Stay tuned. Tomorrow night, the Cup Series, LSR TV brings it to you here for the Rick Motec Check them in, check them out here at Extreme Motorsports. For myself and Nick up here in the booth for OSR Network and everybody here at Extreme and SimSpeedShop.com, Xfinity Series, and that man right there, winner Blake Griffin. We're going to leave Kentucky tonight. Everyone, have a good night.